Hello everyone. So in this session we'll discuss about CSS positioning in HTML web page. So when you design a web page or a website, when you want to design a website or a web page, okay? So you will be including so many content in a web page like text or a paragraph or a div element or a image and so many other data you will be displaying in the website. So every data that you are displaying in the website will take a normal flow of layout by default, which is called as normal flow. Okay, it's also called as normal flow, right? So when you keep on add elements in a HTML web page, every element takes a normal flow. Normal flow is actually based on the HTML type of element. Like there are two types of element, right? We have inline elements and block level elements. So depending on inline element and block level element, the elements, the normal flow will be used for layout, for displaying the content in the web page. Okay. For example, if it is an inline element, for example, the element that you are adding in a web page, for example, img tag. Img tag is a image tag, right? You can include the image inside web page using img tag. So img tag is an inline element. So the normal flow for the inline element is different. It will be placed, it will be displayed in horizontally. Okay, the inline elements will be displayed horizontally. There is another type of element called block level element. Block level element is actually another kind of element. For example, div element. If you want to use div element or a paragraph element, h1 to h6 all are block level element. So this block level element takes a different normal flow. Okay, for inline element normal flow is horizontal. For block level element the normal flow is vertical. So this is a layout, basic normal flow of the HTML elements. This normal flow we can change. This normal flow we can change by using, there are two approach. One approach is CSS position, that is the first one. The second one is CSS float. We can float element to left side or right side, wherever you want, you can float the element. So these are the two ways we can use. We can change, we can alter the normal flow of the web page content, and we can change the location of the particular element in anywhere in the web page. So in this session we will be discussing how we can change the normal flow using CSS position property. So first we are starting about CSS position property. So in CSS there is a specific property called position. This is very important property, and it helps you to position the element in a web page. The element may be a heading, or element may be a div element, or it may be a paragraph, anything, it can be anything. So if you want to position a particular element in a proper place, you have to go for this position property. This property can take these values. This position property can be a static, or it can be a relative, or it can be absolute, or it can be fixed, or it can be sticky. So these are the different ways we can position the elements in a web page using this property, position property. So when you set this position property, either a static, or either a relative or absolute or fixed sticky, you will be getting another 4 more property called top, left. This is one property, top, and another property called bottom, and you can use another property called left. This is fourth one. Okay, fourth property called right. Okay, so you will be getting top, bottom, left and right as a additional properties will be added if you use position property, which will control the distance from top, or distance from bottom, distance from left side, or a distance from right. Distance in the sense in terms of pixels or in terms of percentage. So that is it is mentioned using a pixel. Okay, so here the distance is not like a meter and all. It's a distance in terms of number of pixels. So also this distance is also called as offset value. Offset means from top where you want to place, after how much distance, after how much space you want to place. For that you can use this top property. Another bottom, similarly the same kind of thing, bottom, from bottom how much, left how much, right how much. So these properties you can apply if you are using position properties. And there is a last point you can read. However, these properties will not work unless the position property is set first. You have to set a position property so that these properties you can use it in your web page. So first we'll talk about CSS position static. Okay, first position type is static. So static is a default position that all HTML elements go through when you are including in the web page. So all the HTML elements by default, the position is actually static. So there is no need to mention position equal to static, because the default position for every element is a static position. So since it is a default position element static, so the static position elements are not affected by top, bottom, left, right properties. So these properties are not applicable for static. If you are using position colon static, so this is a property, position colon static, it is not positioned in any special way. Okay, right? It is always positioned according to the normal flow, how it is based on the inline element or block level element. If it is a block level element, it will come vertically, line by line, one by one, vertically it will come. If it is a inline element, it will come horizontally. That is a normal flow. So the position static is a default one, and there is no effect on these parameter, top, left, right, and properties. Okay. So for example, let's see one example here. I'll show you one example here. So I have a HTML program here, and I have created 3 div element in HTML, and I have given class name box1, box2, box3. And here in style I am writing some CSS rules for every box. Here you can see background color, first box background color red, and width is 400 and height is 100 pixel. The same way for box 2 I am giving a different color but same width and height. For box 3 also same different color, same width and height. So the output look like this. You can see the box is actually displayed one by one vertically. Why it is coming vertically? Because it is a block level element. Since I am using div element, div is a block level element, so it's coming vertically in the page. So here how it is coming based on the order, how I am including the div element. For example, the box 1 is coming first, so that's why it's coming first. For example, I'll show in the side, I'll show you the output also. So why this it's box 1 is coming first, box 2 is coming second, and box 3 is coming third. So for that the answer is actually based on the order how you are applying. First I am keeping box 1, so that's why it's coming box 1. The second one box 2, then third one is box 3. So this is the normal flow order. This is the normal flow. What we are talking about, what is mean by normal flow? Okay, this is a normal flow for block level element. One by one it will come. Okay, so this normal flow can be changed by using CSS position property. So that's what we are going to discuss here. So first we discuss about static, right? We discuss about static position. So now let's see how we can apply static position here. So it's very simple. You go to the particular box. So here I think so I'll go to the first box. I'm going to apply position static. If you apply position static, I am saving it. There is nothing, there is no change in the web page. Okay, so why position static? How to apply position colon static? So when I apply position colon static, there is no change. Why? This is a default position which is actually always normal flow. Even though if I am changing top colon 100 pixel, So I'm telling I want to change, I want to show the box 1 from top. I want to give 100 pixel space or distance. After 100 pixel I want to place the box 1. So that is not happening here. See, look at that. You can see position static is having no effect on the content if when you are using top offset, top parameter properties. Even left also there is no effect. If I am using left pxl, there is no effect. Why? The position type is actually default one, static. Static means it's actually the normal flow. You cannot change it. Okay, even if you apply this same property position to all other components here also. Okay, see, every component I am moving from top. I am giving a 100 pixel. From left I am giving 100 pixel, but it is not moving. The reason is because of static there is no effect. Why? That is actually a default one. It's a default one. It won't change. It is similar to your normal flow. Then next come to the relative position. So relative position element, using relative position. So this is one of the best positioning technique. So relative positioning, using relative positioning, we can change the location of the element from the normal flow to any other location. You can change the element position from normal flow to any position. And here there is a very important thing is you can for relative position element will stay exactly where it is in relation to the normal flow. Okay, so when you set relative position, the element will be stay exactly where it is, but you can then offset its position relative to its current position. It's a original position in the normal flow. Okay, it means from its original position you can move the element to anywhere using those properties. Which properties? Top, left, right, bottom properties. Okay, so if the position is relative, you can use the top, left, right and bottom and those properties. Okay, so for example here, now look at this slide. You can understand in this example. Okay, here I have one container box and I have 3 boxes. So this is a normal flow of box 1 and box 3. And for box 2, if I apply box 2 position equal to relative, right, and if I apply the offset property left 20 pixel, top 20 pixel, what happened is from its normal position, normal position is mentioned here, the dotted line. So this is a normal, its original position. For this box, the original position is this one. From its original position, it will move 20 pixel down and 20 pixel right. The element move 20 pixel right side and 20 pixel downside. Okay, so this is what relative position. If you want to move any item from its original position, you have to apply relative position colon relative, then followed by the left, top, bottom or right you have to use. Right. So we'll see one example. So first I'll take the box 2. Okay, for example I'm going to consider the box 2. I want to move, okay, the box 2. So for that you have to say that position, you can say position relative, you can apply position relative, you can apply. Right. So when I say position relative, there is no effect on here until you are using that top, those properties. I want to apply top 50 pixel, left 50 pixel. When I apply these 3 properties, these 2 properties, top 50 pixel and left 50 pixel, now see the output how it is changing. See, box 2 is coming over the box 3 and leaving 50 pixel from top and left side leaving 50 pixel. That 50 pixel is taken from, the distance is calculated from here, not from the border of the window. Okay, you have to understand the content moves from its original position. Okay, so that's why I'm trying to explain here. Okay, so from this its original position it will be moving. Okay, so in this example also here you can see that. Okay, from its original position the box will move, right? Top 30 pixel and left 100 pixel if you are using position relative. Okay, and the same example you can try with container box also. For example, I'll create one more box. So this class name I'm going to set as container. So inside this container I'm going to keep these elements. Okay, so now for this container I'm going to write some CSS code. Dot container width 500 pixel. Then I'm going to add border to identify the container 1px. I'll keep the border 3px solid green color border. So now you can see the here you can see the container box. So this is a container box, and little bit here width you can increase. For example, it's like this. See, after adding width and border, look at that, it's coming like this. So inside the div element, so this is a container box. Okay, this is a container box, right? And inside I'm having box 1, box 2, box 3. Okay, and this whole container box I can also move. I can move to right side also. Okay, what I have to do is the container box. I can apply margin top 50 pixel, margin left 50 pixel. So now look at that, the container box is moved from this corner, from this browser border it is moved, right? From top it's moved, and from left side also it's moved. Okay, but still this particular box 2, now look at that, you can see the box 2 is actually moving only based on this position only. It is not moving based on the border of the window. Based on the original position the box will be moving, right? So for example, when I change the this to 100 pixel, see the blue color box is moving right side from its original position. And if I make this as a 10 pixel, look at that, 10 pixel top, only this much only. So the movement is, the offset is actually calculated from its original position. So that is a point you have to understand with the relative positioning. Okay, so this is about relative position. So next come to absolute position. So this is another one very interesting positioning technique. So here the difference is actually relative position is actually moving the element from its original position, but absolute position is actually different. It's a completely opposite. The absolute position box is when you set position equal to absolute, when you include position equal to absolute, that element, the absolute position element will be taken out of the normal flow. It will be taken out of the normal flow and positioned in relation to its nearest positioned ancestor. So this line is very important. So absolute, how it is working? The position, it will taken out of the normal flow. It will come out of the normal flow and positioned in relation to its nearest positioned ancestor. Ancestor means the parent or containing box, but other boxes within the block and other blocks act as if the box was not there. Okay, so other box think that there is no such box, box 2 is not at all available, so other box will occupy the place. Okay, so that's the difference. For example, here look at that, here the red color box is moving 30 pixel here and 100 pixel here. I'm getting some empty gap, right? So in that empty gap, this green color box will not go. The green color box will remain in that position only if the position is relative. For relative, position is relative, so that space will be vacant. It will be vacant only, but in absolute position that space, empty space will be occupied by the next component. For example, for box 2 I am applying position absolute, so it will come out of the normal flow and the box 3 will catch the place, okay, that particular place, right? And the based on the top value and the left value, the box 2 will place based on the top and left of its containing box, ancestor box, but provided this containing box should be positioned. The containing box should be positioned, right? So if there is one more point, if there is no ancestor box, it will be positioned in relation to the initial containing block, usually the browser window. Okay, so this is another case. Assume that this containing box is not positioned. We are not using position property for this containing box. So if it is not, if you are not using position property there, that absolute element, so absolute position element will be positioned based on the browser window. Okay, so we'll see one example here how it is. There are two cases. The same example I will take. So I will remove the position to here. I will remove the position. Just I am keeping the position relative. See, now it look like this. Position relative, and instead of relative, if I make this as absolute, look at that. Box 2, the box 2 is coming in front, and box 3 is actually going back side of box 2. Here you can see box 1 and box 2. Where is box 3? The box 3 going occupying the place of box 2, because the box 3 is thinking that there is no element here, so we can go inside. So it is occupying the place of box 3, but of course it is not visible. Why it is not visible? Since box 2 is actually coming, it's actually hiding that box, right, when you set absolute. Now if I am not using the offset value, for example top 50 pixel, left 100 pixel, when I say like this, now see that it is actually going top. For example, let us try the 30 pixel. Okay, this is actually 40 pixel. Okay, so left 30 pixel, top 30 pixel, left 40 pixel. So when I do that, when I save it, see that box 2 is coming out of the normal flow. The box 2 is taken out of the normal flow. Actually the normal flow, according to normal flow, the box should come before the box 3. But the box 2 is actually now it is taken out of the normal flow, and it is coming at 3D, like it is coming to the front of the viewer. Okay, and it will be positioned to the parent container box. Here parent container box is browser window, right? So it will position based on here 50 pixel, here 50 pixel, sorry 30 pixel, right? So here I am using 30 pixel and 40 pixel. So 30 pixel from here and 40 pixel from here. So this is actually happening if the ancestor containing box, if the container box is not positioned. The container box is not positioned. See that container box I am not using any position property. So the container box, if I am not using position property, so this is a case. The absolute position element will take the offset value from the browser window, right? So that is the concept will be happening here. So this is one case. The case is actually if the container box is not positioned as a relative, it will be positioned in relation to the initial containing block, usually the browser window. So that's why the top value 50 pixel is calculated from the browser window. Left value is, so here this is a wrong left value. Okay, so left is actually calculated from the border of the browser, right? And another case is, assume that if the container box, see if the container box is here not positioned, if it is positioned, okay, if the container box is positioned, for example the container box is positioned as a relative. So what you have to do is just you include the position attribute in the container box. In the container box, look at that, the container box include the position property relative. Now when you set the container box position relative, now things will change. The absolute position element behave it will move based on its container, not the browser window, not here, based on the container box. Okay, from this container box it will take 50 pixel, from container box left side it will take 100 pixel. So this is what absolute position. Okay, so absolute position behave based on the container box, it will take the position. So if you have any doubt, you can ask. So now let's see that the same program, look at that. Now box 2 is actually taken out of the container box, and it is positioned based on the border of the window. Now if I include the inside the container box, if I include position I am including relative. Now look at that, if I am including this position relative, the box will be coming inside the box. From inside the box, the 50 pixel is here only, right? The 30 pixel is calculated inside here, and this 40 pixel is calculated inside the green color border. From green color border, the left side 40 pixel will be allowed, and from this top green color border 30 pixel will be given. Okay, from here. But if I remove that, see, if I remove this, what will happen? The box will be positioned according to the browser window. So these are the two different behavior for absolute. Okay, so concept is very simple. If the container element is positioned, relative, the absolute element will move from the container box. From the offset value will be calculated from its container box. So we have completed static and absolute and relative. Then we move on to the fixed position. There is another position called fixed. So this position is actually very important, especially for the navigation bar. For the navigation bar, when you create navigation bar or header or footer, if you want to fix that particular top border in a particular position, even when you scroll it, okay, you need this fixed positioning, right? So what is meant by fixed positioning is, for example, assume that you have many paragraph like this. Okay, assume that so many paragraph you can scroll. Okay, you can scroll your mouse, but when you are scrolling the mouse, if you want to keep this header bar, this particular blue color bar, if you want to fix in that position, you can apply this property. See, position equal to fixed. Where you want to fix? In top 0 pixel. So in top 0 pixel, that particular bar will be fixed. So when you scroll, it won't move. Okay, so that particular bar will be kept in that position itself. Now look at that. See that here there is a navigation bar is there, right? So this is a navigation bar. If you scroll the page, the navigation bar will stay in that position only. It won't move further. Okay, when you scroll, it is not moving. So why this particular bar, this navigation bar is actually fixed position. Okay, so that's what fixed position. So let's see one example here how we can do fixed positioning. So for that, I'm going to create one more example program and another one HTML I'll add. So in this HTML program, I'm going to include some content, some paragraph. Okay, some paragraph I'm going to use. Paragraph. So content, I'll take it from this W3 schools. Some paragraph I'll take. This paragraph I'll take, and I'll copy 2 times. And this paragraph I'll copy many times. Okay, assume that I'm going to copy the paragraph many times. Okay, so now I have a paragraph, few paragraphs, okay, and one header. I'm going to add one title bar, H1 title page, okay, or a navigation bar or navigation bar. So now we can write styling here, style tag you can use inside style tag. So first I will show you the output. So the output look like this, okay. So output look like this. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this title bar center, and I'm going to give the background color also. So you can see the output here. So first I'm going to write CSS for H1 tag, text align center, color is blue color. I'll save it. See, it's coming blue color, and background color is, let's try, okay, color is white color, will give white color, and background color I'll give dark blue, okay. See, now it's coming like this, the navigation bar or title bar, but small gap is here, some margin is given here, right? So that we can reduce by using star margin 0. First the default margin we are going to make it as 0, okay. So when you make default margin 0, the title bar look like this, title bar look like this. If you want to give some height also we can give, okay. Then coming to this paragraph I am going to write few CSS coding. The one first one is height. I am going to set a height 50 pixel for each paragraph, 50 pixel. That is not needed, that is not enough, okay. So 50 pixel, when I make this much it's coming, so 100 pixel, so otherwise 150 pixel will make 150 pixel, and margin I'll put 12 pixel margin, and background color yellow color I'll place, yellow color, and the text color is I am going to make it as blue color, text color blue. Font size little, I will increase the font size 20 pixel, okay. Then padding we to give some space around the text, okay. So padding I am going to give 12 pixel. So, and text align we can give justify. So when I keep justify alignment, it's like, it's look like this, see, it is like justified alignment. So it comes like this, see, it's come like this, and more space if you want you can give that, right. And what, okay, that is enough, right. So now look at that, this much coding only, right. So now look at that, when I am scrolling it, see, when I am scrolling it, this title bar also scrolling top, it's actually going, and it is coming, it is invisible. I am not able to see that title bar when I am scrolling. When I am looking at this particular segment, I am not able to see the title bar, okay. When I am viewing this one, I am not able to see the title bar, okay. Why? Because the default position of this particular title bar is, this particular bar is static, the default position. So that position we can change. If you want to show, even when you scroll, if you want to show this title bar, you have to use position fixed. So when you say position fixed, what will happen is, first thing is, when you say position fixed, first thing is actually the element come out of the normal flow. It will come out of the normal flow, and for the width will be changed. So we have to adjust the width to 100 pixel. So when you say width is 100 pixel, it is done. See, look at that, we are getting title page like this. Now when I am scrolling it, see, look at that, the paragraph is scrolling, keep on scrolling, but the title is not scrolling. The title bar is stay there. Okay, and you can see some gap over here, right? You can see some gap over here, so that you can adjust by using the offset property. We have set only position fixed, right? So we have to say that top how much offset. So we have to say that 0 pixel. So top 0 pixel I want to start, otherwise you will get default offset value. So now look at that, there is no gap. When you scroll, you can see, you can scroll that particular fixed, that particular title bar, you can able to see. Even when you scroll, when you see this content, you can see the title bar, right? And one more thing, you can specify height also. Here you can specify height. So height, you can specify, for example, height you can specify 80 pixel. So this much will is coming. So instead of 80 pixel, 70 pixel, let's try that. It's coming like this. Now just change the line height. So line height you can modify. So line, when you change the height of the box, you have to change the text height also, 70 pixel. So both should be same. Okay, so it comes center. Okay, now look at that, the height 70 pixel is taken for this bar. This particular paragraph is not visible, right? So for that, what you can do is, you go to this paragraph p tag, you go to the paragraph p tag, and you can set margin top. You can set margin top 70 pixel. Okay. So when you set 70 pixel, okay, let's try 80 pixel. Yeah, so now you can see that. See, the first paragraph you can see that completely, and when you scroll it, the title bar, this particular title bar is stay in the position only. It is not moving, right? So this is what fixed position. Okay. So this is the last another position category, position equal to fixed. The next one more concept is called sticky positioning. So sticky is also a similar to a fixed position. So you can use position colon sticky. So is position based on the user scroll position. Okay. Sticky element toggles between relative and fixed. So by default it is relative, and when you scroll and when it reach some position, it becomes fixed. So sticky means what? Sticky will work based on the scrolling. Okay. So by default it is a relative position. When you scroll the mouse, and if you set some offset value, for example 100 pixel, if you set somewhere 100 pixel, once it reaches 100 pixel, it becomes fixed there. That is, it will stick there. Okay, that's what sticky positioning. Okay, right? So now, for example, I'll take one example here. The same program. Little height I'll reduce. So same program, I will add something above this particular title navigation bar. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, I will include an div element. Inside div element, I'll include one image. Source is equal to, okay, some image I'm going to include like computer. Okay, so I have one image called computer. So this image, it's an image class. Okay, so for this div section, I'll write some coding here. So for this image, we'll give some height. So height maybe 100 pixel. Okay, I'm giving 100 pixel height for this image. Something is happening. Okay, it's coming here like it's very big image. So we'll give width 200 pixel height okay, so I have taken one image, but it's not visible, right? So it's coming here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is this top bar I'm going to place it in a position 50 pixel. So let it be 100%. Okay, so now look at that. This image is here, right? This image is here, and if I can bring it to center also. Okay, center, like I can use center, text align center. This image come to the center. See, look at that image is coming to the center of the page. And height we can give a little bit. We can increase height. I have increased the height, and this top position. Not 150. Okay. So now assume that now there is a sticky position is actually very interesting thing. So sticky position, how it is working is here I'll show you. See that in this page, this is a W3 school website, right? Something is here, something is available, this particular row. Okay. If I am scrolling, that is hidden, right? That is going out of the viewport. That is a invisible, right? It's not able to see that. This particular row, having this search box and login button and this particular row. When I scroll it, it is not in the viewport. But this particular header, if you see that this particular header, when I scroll it, it will stick to that place, right? So this is what sticky positioning. Okay. That particular navigation bar is when you are moving when you scroll the mouse, the navigation bar is stick when it reaches one position. When it reaches 0 pixel, listen, for this navigation bar, when it reaches here, it is sticking, it stick to that place, right? So that's what we are going to try here. So here also same thing. See, now it is scrolling everything, right? Now what I want is when this title bar reach this box, this particular border, when it reaches this border, I want to fix, I want to make it stick. So for that, what you have to do is position we have to change to sticky. You have to change to sticky position. Right? So we have to change to sticky position, and where you want sticky position, when it reaches 0 pixel. When it reaches 0 pixel, I want to sticky. Okay. So now let's reload the page. The image is here. So a little bit you can increase the width. Okay, so image is here. When I move this, see that when this title bar is reaching the 0 pixel, it stick to that position. Okay. So why? Because we have used position equal to sticky and top 0 pixel. Position sticky and top 0 pixel. Okay. Right. So this is what sticky position. Okay. So sticky position working based on the scrolling. Okay. When you scroll the mouse based on the scrolling, initially it like this. When you scrolling, when this bar reach 0 pixel, top 0 pixel, it will stick to that place. Still till that time it will scroll. So that's what sticky position. Okay.